time. Risk is inevitable. It surrounds us, every interaction and every opportunity. So today we're going to embrace that risk in 4 separate and distinct ways. The first of which being our first blend component. I'd like to introduce you to Jose Manuel Gallardo and his Finca Neguo natural geisha. Jose embraced risk by taking a once abandoned cattle farm and turning it into one of Panama's most prestigious geisha estates. The second is in the audience, actually. I'd like to introduce you to Edinson Argote and his advanced natural geisha. Edinson embraced risk by leaving an incredible opportunity, working for one of the most forward-thinking producers on the planet, to bet on himself, to move to Huila, Colombia, and to start Queberitas Coffee Farm. The third lives 100% with me. That first coffee we talked about, the Neguo, was harvested in 2017, meaning it's been in a freezer at Black & White for 9 years, apparently for a time just like today. And the fourth is the fun part. It's you three. Without your knowledge, I conscripted you into a game. I prepared 3 separate and distinct blend versions of this coffee today. Today we're going to let the dice decide what we brew. Judge number 1, you've been assigned the most red-fruited version. This is 60% Edinson Argote and 40% Neguo. Judge number 2, you've been assigned the most tropical, 50% of each coffee. Judge number 3, you've been assigned the most citric, 60% Neguo and 40% Edinson. So, what did the dice decide? Oh, we. Judge number 1, I believe you are the winner. That means today we'll be brewing 60% Edinson Argote with 40% Neguo natural. Now, in order to give you an amazing customer service experience and a coffee you won't ever forget, it's the goal at least, I had to lean on some tools and techniques. The first tool is the brewer we've chosen today. This is the Hario Neo Switch Brewer. This brewer is unique for 2 reasons. First of which is this unique valve at the bottom that allows me to switch between immersion and percolation style brewing. It's just there. The second is the very material it's made from. It's made from a polymer called Triton, which is incredibly temperature stable, giving our brews more consistency from cup to cup, but also more consistency from the finished cup, from hot to cold. The second is a filter paper, chosen to use Sybaris Fast Wave papers. These filter papers have a higher flow rate, which promotes a higher perception of acidity, unlocking tropical fruit-like flavor in our finished cup. But the eagle eye may have noticed, this is a flat bottom filter in a conical shaped brewer. That's where this comes in. Work with Kenji Che to create what we call the booster seat. You see it sits right at the bottom where that filter paper meets the cone. It's giving us a more consistent pedestal and therefore a more consistent flow rate. This shows up in our finished cup as intense sweetness. The water is one of my own creation. It starts with a base of Black & White house water that is adjuncted with 4 drops of Apex Labs Tonic Mineral Concentrate. Apex Tonic is a mineral concentrate that promotes the perception of acidity, which in our finished cup gives us fresh fruit-like flavors. The grinder is an old standby for me. It's the Mahlkönig EK43. This grinder's unique burr architecture gives us more clarity of flavor and a more intense aromatic experience.
What?
The method itself is also one of my own creation. I call it hybrid polished immersion. Broken into 3 stages. I'll walk you through them.
What?
The first stage is the hybrid stage. The first 100 milliliter pour is held in the brewer for 50 seconds before being released. We found this gives intense clarity of flavor. The second stage is the immersion section, which is 2 100 milliliter pours. They're at 1-minute intervals. They're held in the brewer till 3 minutes, which brings us to the last. This is the polish. At 3 minutes, I'll open the valve, polishing that immersion brew back through that paper filter, giving us a tactile sensation we're more accustomed to, but also amazing clarity of flavor. This is a 1:15 brew ratio, 20 grams of coffee to 300 milliliters of water. 20-second drawdown after the open gives us a total brew time of 3 minutes and 20 seconds. We'll be evaluating the aroma directly from the carafe. This carafe is unique. It's turbine-shaped, And as you swirl it, it incorporates the coffee, making it more consistent, but also having, thank you, a more intense aromatic experience. So, for those aroma notes, please write down medium high intensity. Red fruits like cherry and raspberry. Tropical fruits like mango. Citrus like lemon and lime. And florals like cherry blossom, subtle jasmine. I'll place the carafe down in front of you as you just swirl it 5 times. Bring it to your nose, make your evaluation. And then when you're done, just place it back in front of you and we'll move right along.
Oh, that man. One current. Look here, all.
Go, mate. There.
What? Set the bar. One.
All good? Now move along. The next portion will honestly go relatively quickly, so feel free to just look down at your paper and write your notes. It won't hurt my feelings one bit. Thank you so much. For flavor, I have a medium high intensity. Broken into 4 categories. Red fruit, like cherry and raspberry. Tropical, like mango. Citrus, like lemon lime. And floral, like cherry blossom and jasmine. At each temperature stage, a different set of characteristics will come into focus. At its hottest, will be dominated by red fruit, while the others will be subtle. At warm, will be dominated by tropical fruits, while the other 2 remain subtle. And at coolest, will be citric and floral. Aftertaste is long and lingering between each sip, following a similar pattern to our flavor. At its hottest, will be red-fruited and subtly floral. At warm, tropical and subtly floral. And at cool, you may have guessed it, citric and floral. Acidity will be medium high intensity, going all the way up to high at cool. It is a complex acidity, having malic, tartaric, and citric acid throughout the brew. But in a similar fashion to before, at each temperature stage, a different one will come into focus. At its hottest will be malic, like red cherry. At warm, it will be tartaric, like fresh mango. And at cool, it will be citric, like lemon lime. Sweetness will be medium in intensity, falling ever so slightly to medium low. At its hottest, it will be like cooked fruit.
At one.
At warm, fresh fruits. And at cool, fruit juice. Mouthfeel. Will be medium intensity. At its hottest, it will be round and soft. At warm, silky and smooth. And at cool, juicy. We'll be evaluating from the Orient Sense cups today. Please wait until I call time to evaluate. Thank you so much. These cups have incredible aroma, and flavor and aroma are always linked together. Judges, risk is inevitable. Failure is inevitable, but often on the other side of your greatest risk is your greatest accomplishment. So take these dice with you to remember that no single cast of the die will ever decide your fate. Time. Let's give it up.
Come on. Right? Okay. Hold on, we gotta guess. Now we got 3 cows on stage.
Yeah, no.
It's a girl.
Dude. It was fun.
It's fun.
Yeah, how many games have y'all seen played on stage? I'm gonna guess 0. It was fun though. I had a good time with it.
Okay. I got one for you.
Send it.
And what else?
We've hosted events here before.
Yeah.
We've always been very adamant to not compete here.
Yeah, I didn't have a whole lot of choice. Yes.
Talk to us. How's it feel to do the hometown thing?
Man, I'll be really honest with you. Setup was really taxing because, like, the buildings that have this much power in them, it's very challenging to get it all to work all at the same time and all the good stuff. So as we're trying to get all these circuits to be live, I was like, okay, cool. Which hat do I wear right now? The competitor hat or the host hat? So it was a bit of a tricky balance, but it was fun. We got it all working. We haven't had really much issue today, which has been awesome.
Yes, sir. This is now year 4 Brewers.
I think it's 5. I think I did 1 for Jubala, 1 for Malkunig, and then I think I've done 3 in a row for Black and White.
All right.
I think.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
I did. The first 2 were
I've been
really
present
bad.
for 3.
The
I've
first 2
been
were
present for 3.
really, really, really bad. Yeah.
Cool. So it's the 3rd year.
Yeah.
Cool. What separates this year for you from the previous 2?
I had a little bit more fun this time around. I really wanted to do something that was interesting and engaging and try to give the judges something they've never really experienced before. And I kind of came upon this idea of risk, and honestly, everyone told me not to do it. If I'm very honest, including Matt, who's like my coach and is around the Brewers Cup a decent amount. So it was fun though. The coffee's just really. I actually had a whole different plan, focusing on legacy, working with kind of some legacy producers over the years, but the Edmonton's coffee just spoke to me. That's him, by the way, if you're curious.
Edmonton, y'all.
And yeah, being better at brewing just makes you a better taster, and being a better taster makes you a better buyer, and being a better buyer makes, I don't know, something happen.
Something happened at that point. Okay. All right. So we shouted out Edison.
Yeah.
We also got to talk about Hocho because
Yes.
that's another important.
Yeah, I didn't tell him that I was going to do this because I was scared he was going to be upset with me. Because that coffee is legitimately from 2017. That was not a joke. That wasn't a white lie. That's for real. It just happened to taste great. We don't exactly know why. It was honestly not treated perfectly. Like if you look ever watching the George Howe videos, like how you treat frozen green coffee. We did none of that. It was awful. It was it got unfrozen multiple times. It was wild, but it ended up tasting incredible. I don't exactly know how these 2 coffees work together because they are truly polar opposites, but it was fun.
All right. Last 2 questions for you. First one is, did anyone roll 7 or 11 up there?
No, I think Jesse rolled like a 10,
Okay.
maybe.
No
I don't even
snake
know.
eyes?
I just know it was the highest number. Your boy can just barely count. I'm from Mississippi, right? So I can just barely count. You know, if you go past the 10, man, I get lost. I got all my shoes on.
Okay.
Now my hard-hitting question for you, man.
Please.
Best sneaker of all time.
Oh man. Best?
Yeah, personal best, like a personal favorite.
My personal favorite.
Yeah.
I mean, it's got to be the OG Chicago's, like the real first Jordan ones.
Okay.
The red and blacks. I don't think I can pull it off, but they're great.
I mean, hey, look, you pulling off literally salmon fives right now.
There I am.
You and Isaiah.
Mr. Cheese,
Matter of
Mr.
fact,
Cheese.
yeah, come on, man, show them.
So,
Thank you so much, boss.
It was a lot of fun.
Good job. We're
Thank
gonna
you.
chat some more. Everybody, please give it up for Mr. Kyle Ramage.